Hello children, I hope you all are very fine, isn't it? And you all might be enjoying also at home. But besides enjoying, you have to study. And whatever the lessons we are teaching over here, you have to go through it, you have to learn it and read the lessons regularly, and whatever homework we are sending you, you have to complete it on time. And if you have any doubts or any problem, you can share it later on the group. So before starting with this new lesson, why I am saying new lesson, because this lesson is not from our place, means it is not from India. Yeah, it is from the other country, that is from Japan. So this story is a Japanese story, and if you see here they have given, see the first line you can see here. This is a story about a thoughtful. Thoughtful means what? Yeah, this boy, he was here. We are going to see that this boy, he was very thoughtful. Means suppose if he wants to say something or if he wants to do anything, what he used to do? He very eagerly or very seriously he used to take all the things. And so I am saying this story is about a thoughtful and very loving son. This boy, he was very loving. Son means what? He was loving to his parents to very great extent, and he was ready to do anything for his parents. See, and what they have told about him? He works hard to fulfill his parents' wishes. My God, see what they have told from this word or from this sentence, we can see that what they have told, that he worked very hard to fulfill his parents' wish. Are you doing all these things? Yes children, yes, you have to do. And what is their wish? That they want, your parents, they want that you should just study, you should complete your lessons, you should obey them. These things you are supposed to do for your parents, and when you grow up, you are going to take care as they have taken care of yours when you were small, and get some unexpected help. Now unexpected help means what? See, this boy, he was very, we can say he was very eager, and he wanted to help his parents a lot, and he was searching for the way, how could I help my parents, and he got an unexpected help. Unexpected help means he did not get help from any villagers, nor he got help from his friends, or we can say he did not get help from any of his teachers or his classmates, or even from the neighbors, but he got the help from God, we can say. Why? Because his wish was what? That I should fulfill my parents' wish, and I should make my parents very happy. And if you make a mind of helping your parents or fulfilling their wishes, then really God will help you in some or the other way. So before starting this lesson, it's very wonderful lesson, we can say Taro's reward. Now this boy, his name is Taro, and this boy, he got a reward. He got a reward means he didn't receive a reward from any function, or we can say from any great person. He got a reward from God itself, and that is really very amazing. We don't get a reward very easily, isn't it? When we do some great things, or when we do some what we can say, when we do some unlimited things, then that time we get a reward from other parents also, and from even from the God. Now before starting this, I want to tell you, see here, a young woodcutter named Taro. Now here this boy is very young like you people, and he is a woodcutter. Woodcutter means, you know children, they are very poor people. Why? Because they earn very little money every day. And this boy's name was what? Taro. And he lived with his mother and father on a lonely hillside. This boy, he was staying on a lonely hillside where no people were staying, more people were not staying over there, and he used to live with his father and mother. And what he used to do, see, all day long he chopped. What is the meaning of chop? You can see the meaning over here, that is cut into pieces. And whole day he used to chop wood in the forest. He used to cut the wood in the forest. Though he worked very hard, He used to work very hard, and children, you know, these woodcutters, you see, they are paid very less or they earn very less. And this boy, as he used to work very hard, he earned very little money, and he used to earn very little money, and that also he was very satisfied, because he was, we can say, he used to fulfill his wishes through this low earning also, and he was very happy with his parents. And see what had happened. See, these are his mother and father, and they are very poor. You can see where they all are staying. They are staying in a hut. Very few utensils are there. And this boy, his name is Taro. This boy, he is very thoughtful, and he is very, very loving to his parents. And if you see now next, what had happened, he used to earn very little money, and what used to happen, he used to feel very sad. Why? Because he was not getting sufficient money to survive or to fulfill his parents' wish. For he was a thoughtful son and wanted to give his old parents everything they needed. See, every child, we can say, the person or we can say the responsible children, they like to give everything whatever they need for their parents. And even this boy, he was very thoughtful, and he wanted to give his old parents everything they needed. Means he was not expecting anything from them, but he wanted to give everything whatever his old parents they needed. Then what happened? See, one evening when Taro and his parents were sitting in a corner of their hut. One evening what happened, this Taro, after coming home from his work, he was sitting with his parents, and they might be discussing everything, isn't it? When you children go after the school to your houses, your home, you sit and discuss with your parents what all things had happened in the class. Same way, this Taro and his parents, when they were sitting in a corner of their hut, I told you children, they are very poor and they were living in a hut. A strong wind began to blow. Suddenly, a strong wind began to blow. And what happened? It whistled through the cracks of the hut. And if you see, the hut is very delicate, we can see. It could move away because of the wind also. And what happened? Here, it whistled through the cracks of the hut. That sound you can hear the whistling. Like that sound it comes, isn't it? When the wind blows. So this whistling sound could hear through the cracks of the hut, and everyone felt very cold, and everyone was feeling, they were feeling very cold. Their parents, his father, mother, and he himself. Suddenly, Taro's father said, "I wish I had a cup of sake." Now, what is this sake? You can see here in the book. A popular Japanese drink that is pronounced like fa in father and k rhymes with way. It is a very popular drink which makes you feel hot. Children, when it rains or during winter season, you can see you have a cup of tea or you have a cup of coffee so that you will feel warm. Now this Taro's father also, what he said, when the wind started blowing, he said, "I wish I had a cup of sake. It would warm me and do my old heart good." He said, "My dear child, if I would have got a cup of sake, I would have felt very warm and I would have felt very good. But unfortunately, as they were very poor, and this sake is very expensive drink, you can see, they were not afford to buy this drink." So what happened? This made Taro sadder than ever. After listening, "My God, my father, he wants this sake, but I am not able to afford this sake because it's very expensive," he said, and he became more sadder than before. For the heartwarming drink called sake was very expensive. It was very expensive, and Taro was not able to afford that expensive drink for his father. So he felt very sad, and how do I earn more money? Now the thought started coming into his mind. How can I work, how can I earn more money for my parents? I'm not able to buy this expensive drink even for my father. So those thoughts started running in his mind, and he was just thinking that how will I earn more money so that I could make happy for my father. Then the thoughts started running in his mind that how will I earn more money for my parents. Thoughts started running in his mind. Why? Because he was not able to buy such an expensive drink for his father. How do I get a little sake for my poor old father? He was saying, my God, I was just praying for God that please God, please help me to get some little, at least some little sake for my father, because he is very poor and he is very old, and so that if he drinks that sake, he could manage through this cold. He decided to work harder than before. Now he made up a mind. See, if until I work more harder than before, I am not able to buy this expensive drink. So immediately what he did, you know children, immediately as soon as he made up his mind, he just did not sit down thinking. What did he? Next morning, Taru jumped out of bed earlier. Next morning, he was not sleeping, just did not think, and just he was not sleeping in his bed. What did it? He jumped out of the bed earlier than usual. Now, sometimes he might be getting little bit late. But now what he did? He got up early out of his bed earlier than usual. Means suppose he might be getting at 7 o'clock. Now next morning what did he? He got up at 6 o'clock only and made his way to the forest, and directly went to the forest where he used to chop the trees. He chopped and cut as the sun climbed. He was going on chopping the trees, cutting the wood as many as till the sun climbed, means till the sun climbed or came overhead. And as soon he was so warm that he had to take off his jacket. He was working such harder that what had happened, he was feeling very hot. If you work hard in more sunlight or in more heat, what we feel very hot, isn't it? And same thing happened with this Taru. So what he did, he felt very warm, and so he removed his jacket. And again he started working. His mouth was dry. Means he was feeling very thirsty, and he was just finding around that where he could get the water. And his face was wet with sweat. He was sweating. Because of more work, he was sweating. My poor old father. Now see, when he came to the forest, there also he was thinking, my father, what he might be doing at home. I want to give that sake for him anyhow I want to give the sake for my old father. This he was just remembering again and again, and he thought, if only he was as warm as I. He was saying, now means how am I warm? My father also should get that warmness because of the sake. And he was just thinking about that. So what happened? And with that he began to chop even faster. Now when the thoughts used to come to his mind that I should give that expensive drink for my father, immediately started again working very faster than before. Thinking of the extra money, he was saying that today if I might have got 500 rupees, but tomorrow surely I will get 1000 rupees so that I can buy sake for my father. He must earn to buy the sake to warm the old man's bones. See, what was the plus point of this sake, that if they drank this sake, this old man they might be getting energy to these bones. And he was thinking, if I give this sake for my father, he will feel warm and he will get energy to his bones. Then suddenly, if you see here, then suddenly Taru stopped chopping and he got enough of wood for selling now. Then suddenly Taru stopped chopping. What was that sound? When as he was chopping the trees, he could hear some noise over there. And what was that noise? He could hear something amazing sound, and he was not understanding what was that sound. So could it be, could it possibly rushing water? He thought something I could hear like water is rushing, and what it could be, he was thinking. Taro could not remember ever seeing or hearing a rushing stream in that part of the forest, and he was wondering, oh God, before this I was working over there, so many days past I am coming to this forest, I never heard a rushing water, that sound over here, and all of a sudden how could I hear that rushing stream in this part of the forest? Because he might be knowing that there was not a stream over there in the forest, but suddenly from where the stream had appeared, from where it had come now, he was just wondering about it. He was very thirsty. He was working a lot, my dear children. He was just striving hard for his father, and now he was very, very thirsty, because in that hot sun also he was working a lot. He was working very hard, and the axe dropped out of his hands, and when he heard that sound of that rushing water, he was holding the axe in his hand, and it dropped down, and he ran in the direction of the sound. And when he heard that sound, he started running in the direction of that sound. What sound it was? Yes, it was a sound like a rushing stream. Taro saw a beautiful little waterfall. Wow, nice, beautiful waterfall he could see, and he had never seen in that forest. Okay, it was hidden behind a rock, and that waterfall, it was behind a rock. Kneeling at a place where the water flowed quietly. What he did, where the waterfall was there, he went and knelt over there. He sat on his knees over there, and he could see the water was flowing very quietly. He cupped a little in his hands. What he did? He cupped. You see, children, you hold your hand like this and you drink water, isn't it? When you are thirsty. What he did? He cupped a little in his hand. He cupped like this and he started drinking the water. Why? Because he was very thirsty, and he was drinking the water near under the waterfall and put it to his lips. Was it water? When he started drinking that, he was not understanding, was it water or was it sake? But it was, it was appearing like water, but when he drank, he could taste it like a sake. He tasted it again and again. He was in a confusion. I am drinking, here it is at least waterfall, and how could I taste this sake over here? So again he drank it, and he could taste it again and again, and always it was a delicious sake. And whenever he started drinking that, he could taste the delicious sake instead of cold water, and he was very happy. Means what he might have thought, that God had heard my prayer, and he was very happy. And whenever he started drinking that water again and again, he could taste the delicious sake instead of cold water. Then if you see, Taro quickly filled the pitcher. Pitcher means what? It is a pot. It is like an earthen pot, which is he made with him and hurried home. He was having one pitcher in his hands here. This you can say it is a pitcher. It is a pot where we fill the water. And what he did? Taro quickly filled the pitcher he had with him and hurried home. Very hurriedly he filled that pitcher and he hurried home. He went home. Why, children? Yes, he did not wanted to carry water, but when he tasted, he could taste it as a sake. So he was very happy, and very hurriedly he filled that pitcher with the water. You may can say a sake. The old man was delighted with the sake, and very happily he went home, and he told his father, "See, father, what I bought for you." And he gave that sake to his father, and he said, "Father, see what I have brought for you. It's very surprising for you, and you will be very, very happy after drinking this." So he gave a glass of sake actually, but his father was not knowing, and he gave that glass of water or sake to his father. And when his father drank, he was very delighted. He was very happy after drinking that sake. Only one swallow of the liquid, he stopped shivering. And as soon as his old father, he drank the sake, he stopped shivering. He was shaking. He was shivering because of the cold, and did a little dance. And my God, again what he did on top of that, a height, he started dancing also in the middle of the floor. He drank a nice a cup of that shake, and he started, that time he was means feeling very better than before, and he came in the middle of the floor and started dancing very happily. Why? Because his son had fulfilled his wish, and he had got that expensive shake to drink. That afternoon a neighbor stopped by for a visit, and here one of the neighbors, she might be working over there, and as she was passing from their hut, she could hear that this old man is dancing and is very happy. So she stopped there and she visited their hut. Taro's father politely offered her a cup of the shake. Even she also got the cup of a shake, and even she was very happy. The lady drank it greedily. The lady very greedily she drank, because she never had tasted that shake, isn't it? Why? Because the shake was very expensive, and these people, poor people, they were not afford to drink the shake. So she drank it greedily. In one gulp only, she mug up all the shake, and thanked the old man, and she started thanking that old man. Oh dear, uncle, you have given me such a delicious drink to me. I have never tasted it before, she said, and she thanked that old man. Then Taro told her the story of the magic waterfall. This old man, he drank that shake. That lady, when she drank that shake, but they were not knowing from where this shake would have come from, and from where did this Taro bought from where he brought this shake. So he was just wondering, and then he started telling the magical story of the waterfall. Why it is said magical, my children? Yes, why? Because when he went near the waterfall, it was appearing like a waterfall, but when he tasted it, it tasted like a shake. So it was like a magical waterfall. Thanking them for the delicious drink, she left in a hurry. Now this lady, she was in a hurry, that when I will drink this shake, and when I will go and tell all the villagers that I got shake in Taro's house to drink. And she drank the drink, and she left in a hurry from there. By nightfall, she had spread the story throughout the whole village. This lady was not at all in patience, we can say, and she went out and she started spreading the story of this with this magic waterfall, and she went and told everyone in the village that, see, I have found the shake in Taro's house, and I don't know from where he got it. So she spread all the story throughout the whole village. That evening there was a long procession of visitors to the woodcutter's house. Procession means what? All the people, they came at a time to this woodcutter's house, we can say to this Taro's house, and they all were very eager to listen, or they were very eager to drink that shake. That evening there was a long procession. Procession means what? Say during marriage, or during any Jayanti, we can say, or any programs are there, that, or we can say during Ganesh Chaturthi also, isn't it? That time we remove this procession, and many people, they visited to this woodcutter's house. Each man heard the story of the waterfall. They all were sitting nicely over there and hearing that story, and as well as they were taking a sip of shake also. They were enjoying the sip also. In less than an hour, the pitcher was empty. This old man, what he did, you know, all the people, they came and sat to this Taro's house, and this Taro's father, he started explaining all the story to those visitors, to those people, and side by side he was giving them the shake also. And as he was giving them the shake, in an hour, just 1 hour, the pitcher was empty, the pot was empty, nothing was left in the pot. Next morning, what happened? See, Taro started for work even earlier than the morning before. Now Taro was, he was not greedy, children, but he was waiting for that waterfall again, and so what he did? again in the morning he got up early morning he got up, and what he did, he went back to his work. He carried with him the largest pitcher. First he was having small pitcher in his hand, and now he understood, I am going to get nice tasty shake over there, so he carried a big pitcher now, okay, so that he could bring more shake for his father. He owned, for he intended first of all to go to the waterfall, and what did he left all his work and he directly went to the waterfall. When he reached it, he found to his great surprise. What happened, you know, children? When he went over there, he was shocked. My God, all the village people, they were standing beside that waterfall, and what they were doing? All his neighbors, all the whole village were standing beside that waterfall. They were carrying pitchers, jars, buckets, whatever utensils they were having at their home. They all brought it to carry that shake. Anything they could find to hold the magic shake, they carried all the utensils with them to get the shake. Then one villager knelt and held his mouth under the waterfall. One of the villager, what he did, you know, he hold the hand like this, a cup of his hand, and he started drinking the water from that waterfall. He drank again and again. He started drinking, and then shouted angrily. He was very angry now. He was very angry. What is it? Water, water. Nothing but water. Arey, it is water only. How could this taro give us shake? He was just wondering. Others also tried. He said, that neighbor, he said, "Arey, this is not shake. This is water." Then the other neighbor, what he said? Hey, you wait, uncle, please you wait. I will see now. So the other neighbor, he came again forward and he started drinking that water. Then he could also taste with the water only. But there was no shake, only cold water. And when they started drinking, these neighbors or these village people, they started drinking, they could taste the water only. Now all they were very, very angry on this taro. And what they did? See. They said, "We have been tricked," shouted the villagers. "Where is that taro?" They started shouting. They said, "We have been tricked by this taro. Taro is making fool of us. We have to find out this taro. Let us drown him in this waterfall." What we'll do? This big waterfall is there. We'll carry that taro and we will drown him in this waterfall because he has fooled us. But Taro had been wise enough to slip behind a rock, and when this Taro heard that these villagers are very angry on me and now they are going to dip me in the or drown me in the waterfall, what he did? He went and slipped, or he went and hid behind the rock. When he saw how things were going, he was nowhere to be found, and all the villagers, they were searching him, that where is Taro, where is Taro. What happened? See, muttering their anger and disappointment, the villagers left the place one by one. Nobody could find Taro now, and one by one, these villagers, they left their place from there, and they were very disappointed. They were very angry on this Taro. The villagers left the place one by one. Taro came out from his hiding place. Slowly, this Taro, he came out from his place. Was it true? He wondered. He was saying, how could it be when I got the water, that time it was tasting like shake. But when these villagers, they were drinking the water, it could taste like water. How it could be? He was wondering, even he was not knowing. And was the shake a dream? He was thinking that whatever waterfall I have seen, whatever shake I have drank, whatever shake I have carried for my father, was it a dream for me? So what he did, see, once more he caught a little liquid in his hand and put it to the lips. And once again what he did, he took that liquid and he drank. It was the same fine shake, and when the Taro was drinking, it was tasting like a shake. So this Taro was not understanding how it could be possible that when the villagers are drinking, it was tasting like water, and when I am drinking, it is tasting like a shake. It was the same fine shake. To the thoughtful son, the magic waterfall gave the delicious shake. To everyone else it gave only cold water. And what happened? When this Taro, he drank, it was tasting like shake. But for the villagers, it was just only cold water. So children, now remaining part we will be seeing in the next episode. I hope you all might have understood the story till here. Thank you.